India. This is Amshal Puri on Spotify with Taaza Talks. Today we are welcoming our esteemed guest, Ashwini Karunesh जी, जो अपने एक्सपर्टीज के थ्रू लोगों की लाइफ को ट्रांसफॉर्म करती हैं, उनको एक ग्रोथ करना सिखाती हैं अपने लाइफ में, कैसे किस पाथ पे चलना है, वो सारी चीजें उनको वो एक सही रास्ता दिखाती हैं. तो हमारे बीच में ताजा टॉक्स के प्लेटफॉर्म में वो आ चुकी हैं. सो वेलकम अश्विनी जी.
Thank you
Namaskar.
so much. Thank you so much for that welcome.
How are you?
I am good. How are you?
I am perfectly fine, Ashwini जी. So, एक छोटा सा इंट्रोडक्शन हमारे व्यूअर्स को दीजिए आप.
Sure, sure. So, first of all, a very good afternoon to everyone. And it's a pleasure being here. I'm Ashwini Karunesh and I'm from Pune. I'm a life empowerment and mindset coach. And I help people in gaining clarity, confidence, and a shift in their mindset so that I can empower their lives by helping them achieve their goals. So, a bit of a background about myself is that I was an IT professional. I worked in the IT industry for 13 years.
Okay.
So, until I resigned to be with my daughters, who were very small then, like 6 and 2. And back then, there was no option of work from home. So, I was finding it very difficult to bring about a balance and to sort out things. And the mom guilt that I had at that time was tremendous. Every day I went on guilt trips. So, and it started affecting me, emotionally and even physically. So, until one day I decided, that I need to take a break and reclaim my energy. And if there is a need, I can, again rejoin the IT industry. So I did that. For a brief period of time, I rejoined the IT industry after COVID. But something still felt missing for me. I felt that I was looking for the purpose of my life. And when I look back, I felt that all along my life, I had people coming to me for advice and suggestions since I was the eldest daughter and eldest daughter-in-law. So I had my younger siblings, my sisters-in-law, and they used to come up to me and ask me for help and suggestions and advice. And I thought that was something that I so closely resonated with, and I thought that somewhere this might be my calling, and that is what inspired me to take up life coaching seriously and get myself certified. So when I saw an opportunity, I grabbed it, I got myself certified, and I'm so glad I did that.
Wonderful. So, what inspired you to start Rise with Optimism, and what does it truly represent?
I strongly believe, Achal, that in life, whenever there are tough situations and difficult situations, it is only your optimism that can bail you out of that situation. So, you need to gather courage to fight a tough time. You need optimism. You need to understand, that to rise yourself and to pull yourself out of that, you need hope. And you need to know that this time, this too shall pass. So, it is out of my own experiences that I've realized that positive thinking does lift your spirit, and it gives you clarity, and you can take a call about what is the priority for you and what needs to be done. So you don't get the life you have, but you get the life you focus on. So you need to focus on your blessings and your strength consciously. So I think optimism is very important, especially in today's time and age when there is so much negativity around. And that is why Rise with Optimism is something that I closely resonate with, because it gives you hope and courage to know that you don't have to walk this path alone, and I can handhold you and can help you handle any situation gracefully and find your peace of mind.
So, ma'am, many people struggle with embracing change. How do you help clients develop optimism during transitions?
So the most important thing to bring about a change, I feel, is to self-reflect and accept. Okay? So many people find it extremely difficult to acknowledge, to realize, to accept that they are going they're stuck in loops, you
Mm.
know, and that they are stuck in faulty patterns. Like every day they are going on doing the same things. So reflecting and accepting when things are not working out, it will give you an insight about what changes need to be done to break the pattern or the loops. So say someone is struggling with relationship or career, they need to understand what patterns they're stuck in, whether they are overgiving or they are demanding, they're over expecting, or they're simply people pleasing. So, or they are just not putting any effort. So it is very important, first of all, to acknowledge these things. And so making the clients realize that they're going on in loops and they need to bring about a change by shifting their focus consciously. To look at their positives, to look at the brighter side, being grateful for what they have, unwire and rewire their mind. So, and to overcome their limiting beliefs can bring a life changing transition. So I think the first step would be to acknowledge that yes, I am stuck. So many people don't know they are already in a toxic
Yes,
relationship,
yes, yes.
or they are the person who is toxic in that relationship. So it is very important to self reflect and analyze. Yeah.
एक्चुअली कुछ लोग तो एम्बैरेसमेंट में नहीं बताते हैं,
Right.
और कुछ लोगों को ऐसा रहता है कि नहीं नहीं, आई एम नॉट स्टक एनीवेयर, बट वो
Yeah.
बहुत ज्यादा किसी ऐसे लूप में फंसे होते हैं कि यस, यू आर राइट, एब्सोल्युटली राइट. सो व्हाट इज द बिगेस्ट मिसकंसेप्शन पीपल हैव अबाउट लाइफ कोचिंग?
So, like you rightly said, that the biggest misconception is that I don't need life coaching.
या.
Whereas we all need life coaching at some point of or the other. In life, a coach can give a different perspective to your situation. Can give a mindset shift, can give you a reality check, at the same time help you deal with it. So, and not just for that amount of time, till you are with the coach, but for a lifetime. It can be a life changing process. Taking therapy can be a life changing process. So, I think we all need a life coaching. And at some point or the other, we all feel unheard, unsupported, lonely, and carry our unspoken emotions for a very long time, within ourselves. So, which then turn into anxiety, overthinking, fear, and sometimes even,
Yeah.
worse, depression. So, I think it is very important to realize it early on and take therapy so that, you avoid the later repercussions. And also now with a lot of awareness on mental health, people are choosing therapy, which is a very good thing.
Absolutely right. So, how do you personally stay motivated and maintain a positive mindset every day? If I talk about yourself.
Yeah. So I think one practice that I have been doing since, optimism is something that I always had in myself is gratitude. That keeps me motivated and positive all the time. So gratitude keeps me grounded. It calms me, So and it attracts more things that you can be grateful for. So if you are happy, you attract more happiness. If you have peace of mind, you attract more of that. If you're always grumbling and complaining, you attract more of that. So it is like that. And if you need to see the good in anything, in any situation. So if you don't see that, you become rough and so difficult to communicate with, and then you don't remain kind. So I think I always remind myself to be, kind and grateful. It doesn't mean that you have to have toxic positivity. You just need to see the good in every situation. Things are not working out. Okay, what is working out for me? Let me look at that, and focus more on that. So I'll tell you an instance. When I was about 19, and my father was, I think he was not even 45 at that time, and he had suffered a heart attack. And that time, it was rare to hear about such things, having a heart attack at a very young age. And he had suffered a heart attack, and we were a very small nuclear family with very little support and very limited finances.
Mhm.
And I remember at that time my mother's optimism that we will sail through this period together gave me the kind of courage I wanted, because I was the eldest. I knew that things could have turned other way around. but she kept her ground, and she was extremely courageous, and she didn't let it pass on to, we are two sisters. She didn't let it pass on to her since we were very young to understand. And her belief that things will turn out good, they did. They did. And my father is ill and hearty now, and I am, because of that childhood optimism that I had right from the beginning, I think that has built a very strong gratitude muscle for me. So I think in all the life situations, I've looked at what I have rather than what I lack.
Great, great, ma'am. Great. So, can you share a transformational story from your coaching experience that deeply touched you?
Uh, Achal, there is not, I can't really pinpoint one particular story because the stories are so varied. I mean, there are stories of grief and trauma, of mothers losing their child, children losing their parent, of wives being abandoned overnight, single mothers. I feel the kind of grief and trauma these people go through. And even then they show up for, therapy, to heal themselves, to take them out of the situation, to pull themselves up. I think that is commendable. I think if they can do it, anyone can do it. Because, to even think that they have to go on and move forward, it's very difficult at that point of time. So I think we just need to hold space for them in that grief and let them come to terms with that grief and trauma, and then maybe work on how they can look at their future, and achieve their future goals. So I think there's not one story, but all of the stories are very transformational for me. They touch my heart.
Wow. So, ma'am, how do you approach emotional balance and personal growth in your coaching sessions?
So I feel emotional balance and growth go hand in hand. Okay. So if a person is emotionally off balance, it will naturally affect his personal as well as professional. So, like I said earlier, also, self reflection and self analysis can help to find a balance. That would be the first step. So, spending a few minutes at the end of the day to reflect and understand what is working for you and what needs your attention. Every day, you might be going through similar kind of issues, which mostly women face, I think, like dealing with in laws, spouse, children, bosses. They need to reflect on what can be done differently. So the very first step to bring about a balance, according to me, is communication,
Right.
which lacks a lot nowadays. So you need to speak clearly and openly of what is hurting you, of what is taking a toll on you. You need to communicate that. If you need help, if you need support, and it doesn't have to be like a blame game, you genuinely need to sit with the person and sort things out. So you can prioritize, what is an absolute uh, doable task that you cannot negotiate. You have to do it. You can't delegate it. And what can be delegated, where you might need help, and what can be shared. So you need to speak, because we women are, in our society, we are conditioned in a way that you have to look after the home, you have to look after the children, you have to feed them, and also manage work at the same time. It takes a toll, and the women are burnt out completely. But only if they break through this pattern and they come up and they speak, okay, that today I won't be able to pick the children up from their class, or won't be able to do their homework, could you just chip in, and stuff like that. So I think it is very important that we realize it ourselves, and we take a stand, and we say that, okay, I need help. I need, to go about doing my daily stuff. I need help. So, and there is nothing wrong in that. They don't have to feel any lesser if they ask for help. Also, if there are, people who feel unheard. So, in a normal situation, okay, the person is trying to communicate, and there is a two-way communication. The person is understanding. But if there are many households where the women are unheard, they don't are not given so much. Their voices are not given so much of importance. But I think that in that case, there is a very good technique, effective technique. I think which is journaling. When you can't speak your feelings and you feel unheard, you store all those emotions in your body. And if they never get a chance to come out, they build up and start affecting you physically. So, all these pent up emotions can cause a lot of stress and eventually lead to life threatening diseases also. I think journaling every day can help you get rid of those pent up emotions and make room for new feelings. It will make you feel lighter, like somebody has taken off a boulder off your chest. So I think uh, these a few profound techniques I think everyone must incorporate in their lives.
So, do you think journaling really works?
Yeah, over a period of time, when you keep on journaling, especially for people who don't have anybody to share things, and they're looking for friends, or they are looking for, or some people are scared to even share it with friends. There are certain things which cannot be even told to your friends, or you might have the fear of judgment. You don't know what the friend might think, or family members. So I think it is a very good technique when you want to release certain kind of emotions from your side, and think that gives you clarity. When you remove those old, every day when you are sitting with the same thing in your head, you are not clearing it. It is just messing you up. So I think when journaling can clear up those pent up emotions and make room for new ones.
Great. So, what are the first few steps someone should take when they feel stuck in life?
But the first step, according to me, is to acknowledge, like I said before. So not just accept it, acknowledging and accepting, but taking some action to change it. Okay. So, like I told earlier, women feel that it is their job to look after the home and bring up children and feed, and then they feel guilty when they're not able to do it full. They are always trying to be the perfect mother, the perfect wife, the perfect daughter-in-law, and it takes a toll on them without them realizing it also. So our society's conditioning is such. So, but they remain in that situation their entire life and blame everything around them for their misery. So what they don't realize is that change starts with them, and they can't expect any external factor to take them out of that tough situation. They need to step up, see how they can change the situation around them. So first thing is to own up and take 100% responsibility of your life is the first step. Okay. Next, they need to overcome their limiting beliefs. So any fear of judgment, log kya kahenge, रेजिस्टेंस, कमिंग आउट ऑफ कंफर्ट जोन कि हाँ चल रहा है, ठीक से चल रहा है, चलने दो, ऐसे ही सबकी लाइफ होती है, सब ऐसे ही जीते हैं, हमारे पेरेंट्स ने ऐसे ही किया था. So that kind of conditioning, and they get so overwhelmed with that, and they keep on procrastinating, and then they also have guilt to top it. So all of this is stopping them from bringing that beautiful change that can make their lives better.
Ma'am, how do you integrate mindfulness or self awareness practices into your sessions?
This is a very good question, Achal.
Thank you.
I think, the first thing to do to bring awareness is to take a pause before answering. Okay. Very importantly, not reacting but responding. You take a few minutes, few seconds, say, to frame how you must respond. Initially, this is very difficult since we are so used to quickly justifying, defending ourselves. This is a very small but profound technique that can alter the consequences of what might happen if you take any situation. If you quickly try to defend yourself, and otherwise, if you take a pause, the consequences can be totally different. And that can bring a lot of self awareness and mindfulness, and also avoid a lot of conflicts which are unnecessary. To immediately, if somebody is saying, your spouse is saying something, ये क्यों नहीं किया, instead of trying to justify मैंने दिन भर ये किया, ये रह गया, you can just calmly respond and say ठीक है, मैं कर लूंगी, समय नहीं मिला. Whatever your tone or the way you're responding instead of reacting can change the consequences, and it can also calm the other person. So it's very important to understand that. So, you know, if
Right.
your spouse or boss or children are angry or upset about something and they come shouting at you, when you very calmly say, okay, that's okay, I understand that something has hurt you, let's discuss it, talk about it, instead of jumping into justify or counter argue, so the person also will calm down, the other person will calm down. And that is something that needs a lot of mindfulness, to avoid complaining and grumbling and understanding what really is in your control. So your response is in your control. So if you understand that and bring mindfulness to that, I think that changes the complete scenario, how you are on, which depends on how you're going to react or respond.
Correct. So, ma'am, what message would you like to give to the people who are afraid to take the first step toward changes?
Stop resisting change, I would say. Change is good, it breaks the monotony. I would like to say that if you want to bring about a positive change, then you need to overcome your limiting beliefs. Don't have the fear of judgment. What will people say? People will say whatever they want to you, and whether you're
Absolutely.
doing good or bad, they will have an opinion. If you keep thinking of what they are going to say, you will not move ahead in your life. So don't demean yourself and talk negatively about self. You have made this life, it is in your hands. You can't talk badly about yourself. So it is all you got. So I think talking negatively, even casually about yourself, is a complete no no. Okay. So I think stop resisting and understand, another thing you need to understand in today's social media world, I think, is that your value or your self worth is not defined by the paycheck or the money that you make or your designation.
Mm-hmm.
It is how it makes you feel, how you comfortable you are with yourself. So it is very important that you understand your self worth. So self love will allow you to also set boundaries so that you can choose joy and your peace of mind. So whatever the whole world is doing, you don't become a trend follower. You become a trend setter. And you choose your peace of mind above everything. I think that is self love completely.
डेफिनेटली वो तो बात है ही है कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना ऐसे ही नहीं गाने बने राइट सो मैम let's do one rapid fire round with you.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. So, are you a morning person or night owl?
A night owl for sure.
Oh, okay. One book that changed your perspective.
The Secret.
Oh, is it really a good book?
Yeah, it is. It is on these lines only. And I remember I read it long back when I was at the start of my career, and some friend had recommended it because it was really about what you think makes you. So, what you need to think and how you need to manifest things. I think that is a very good book. That was a start point. I think everybody talks about The Secret.
Okay. So, your go-to mantra for positivity.
Take a deep breath and start all over again.
Okay. Coffee or green tea?
None.
Okay. Only tea. Even not even tea.
No,
Oh,
no, I don't think.
that's why you are so beautiful. A habit you never skip.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. One thing you would tell your younger self.
Go for it.
Okay. Favorite way to unwind after a long day.
I think sit admiring nature. That's very soothing.
Yeah, absolutely. For me too. Favorite way to, I'm sorry, it's not a life coach. What would you be?
I think a chef.
Ah,
I'm definitely a chef.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That means आप अच्छा खाना बनाती हैं.
जी जी
जी.
ऐसा लोग बोलते हैं.
हाँ, okay. Again, same goes with me.
Great.
One word that defines you the best.
Optimistic.
Success for you in one line.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. Okay. So, ma'am, just share your Instagram or LinkedIn handle here so that people can approach you directly for your services. वैसे हम लिंक के नीचे शेयर कर देंगे, फिर भी आप यहाँ पे बता दीजिए.
Okay, so my Insta handle is Rise with Optimism. Currently, I'm still working on my LinkedIn handle.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So, any message for हमारी इंडियन नारित्व एक वुमेन्स के लिए जो बहुत आगे बढ़ना तो चाहती हैं पर कहीं ना कहीं स्टक है, आपकी तरफ से उनके लिए क्या मैसेज?
I think women need to find a balance, which is a cliched statement, but they need to at least strive for a balance. And they, whatever the world says, they need to understand their worth and they need to own their peace of mind. So सिर्फ किसी ने बोला है या सारी दुनिया कर रही है इसलिए आपको करना है या इससे आपको सच में खुशी मिल रही है, ये चीज को डिसाइड करना, ये जानना कि मुझे सच में इसमें खुशी मिलने वाली है क्या, is very important and that will bring a lot of balance in our lives.
Right. Thank you so much and बहुत ज्यादा कंग्रेचुलेशंस, आप बहुत अच्छे रास्ते में चल रही हैं एंड लोगों को रास्ता दिखा रही हैं मैम. सबसे पहले तो मैं आपको एक बात कहना चाहूंगी अपनी तरफ से और ताजा टॉक्स के लिसनर्स की तरफ से कि आपने बहुत ही सुंदर तरीके से आंसर्स दिए हैं. आई थिंक मैंने बहुत टाइम के बाद किसी पॉडकास्ट को एंजॉय किया.
थैंक यू सो मच,
टू बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट. सो थैंक यू सो मच एंड व्यूअर्स, आपने आज सुना इनक्रेडिबल कॉन्वर्जेशन विद अश्विनी करुणेश मैम और स्टे ट्यून्ड, लिंक शेयर कर दिया जाएगा एपिसोड रिलीज करते ही और उनसे कनेक्ट करने के लिए लिंक के नीचे उनका लिंक होगा तो प्लीज आप उनसे कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं और अगर सही बात पे चलना चाहते हैं तो जरूर कनेक्ट कीजिएगा. थैंक यू सो मच मैम.